Hi, my name is Tony, and as promised in my last video, I'm going to relate to you some parts of a book called Love Me Do about the Beatles, written by Michael Braun in 1963 and 1964. In 1995, they brought the book back, and that's what I have in front of me, the 1995 reprint. And this is the foreword. Even skilled bibliographers have a formidable task of keeping track of every book published about the Beatles. A complete library would contain more than 250 English editions to date, and countless more have been originated in other languages. Few contribute much to the common knowledge of the Beatles' lives and work. Love Me Do is decidedly beyond this criticism. Although written early in 1963 and 1964, and so relating only the first part of the Beatles' remarkable story, it may even be the best book ever written about them. Certainly, for insight into the Beatles' personalities, it is unparalleled, and for those seeking the full flavor of the period in which Beatlemania began, it is engrossing, and in my opinion, unsurpassed. Braun spent 3 months in the company of the Beatles and those close to them, as they worked first the British provinces, then London, then Paris, and then America. In Love Me Do, Braun skillfully reports these merry goings-on in a manner that engages and then drives the reader quickly onward, wrapped up in the actions of the Beatles themselves, the staff working for them, the pack of journalists following them, the police protecting them, and the fans chasing them. Love Me Do tells it like it was, without fear or favor, and certainly without dressing. Indeed, perhaps the most striking aspect of the book is its candor. It is well to remember that Michael Braun wrote Love Me Do at a time when the media refused to take the Beatles seriously. Apart from Braun, no one had looked beyond the long hair or the jelly babies, those are candies, or the yeah, yeah, yeah angles. While others mentioned that the Beatles drank Coke, Braun saw no reason to hide the fact that they took their Coke with Scotch. In short, Love Me Do showed that the Beatles were human, with opinions, intelligence, likes, dislikes, pleasures, and frustrations, just like anyone else. It revealed that their vocabulary could go beyond the crumbs and crikey. Some people thought they were squeaky clean. No doubt fearful that its readers might discover that they weren't squeaky clean, the Beatles' monthly fan magazine failed to mention that Love Me Do had even been published. And the New Musical Express, also known as NME, in a short review in November 1964, commented that the book contained pungent, sometimes coarse dialogue. A week later, the same paper ran a one-liner reporting, almost with disbelief, Michael Braun's new book on the Beatles attributes this quote to John Lennon, quote, "We ate Cliff Richard's records." It's the best I can do. And then emphasizing just how much of the impact Love Me Do was making, George Harrison also recognized it. The New Musical Express called Braun's book an image killer and openly wondered if the Beatles would like it, clearly expecting they would not. I imagine that they probably were not bothered about it one way or the other, but if anything, would at least welcomed Braun's portrayal of them as real people. John Lennon remembered Love Me Do during his infamous soul-bearing interview with Rolling Stone magazine in 1970 when, after dismissing the Beatles' authorized biography by Hunter Davies, he commented, "Love Me Do was a better book. That was a true book. He wrote how we were, which was bastards. You can't be anything else in a situation of such pressure," said John Lennon. Nowhere else is that pressure as brilliantly portrayed as it is in Love Me Do, and no other Beatles book has ever captured its moment so well. 1963 and 64. Unavailable for almost 30 years, this reissue is a most welcome one, and I for one believe that it would be a sin for Michael Braun's volume, which ought to be required reading for all students and historians of the 20th century, to slip into obscurity again. This foreword was written by Mark Lewisohn, author of The Complete Beatles Chronicle, Hertfordshire. That's all I'm going to take in this video. That's myself with the short red hair in Liverpool with my husband. Those statues are much bigger than you'd think, as you see there. I'm 5'4". And here I am in front of Ringo Starr's house that he grew up in most of his life, from about age 4. Don't come after me, because I'm not sure if that was the age, but he moved into this house about age 4, 3 or 4, I believe. I don't know. Maybe he was 5 or 6. And that was me. I hope you have a fun-filled day and a laugh a lot today. I'm going to be doing more of this book. I plan on doing other videos of other stars and movie stars and things of that nature, because where I live near London, we are really near a lot of interesting people, places, and I love rock and roll. Stay tuned for the next video. Please like, subscribe, and leave me a comment.